What is going on, guys? This is Rib for Wolfpack Productions, and welcome back to another video on the Sega Master System library. Let's have a go at it. Tonight's game is Altered Beast. Right off the bat, this is really choppy. The Genesis Altered Beast, this clearly is not. And what's with the pink? This is just ugly. Never thought I'd say I dislike an Altered Beast game, but this is the one. The music doesn't even suit the game. Button 1 punches, button 2 kicks. And the fact that this is choppy as crap does not help the game any. We powered up a little bit. It was not a good idea to port Altered Beast, an arcade game, to an 8-bit system because, unlike the Genesis version, it looks horrible. It plays terribly. The music and the sound are not that good. I really think this Altered Beast game is the one that shouldn't have been made. And honestly, it's not one I think anyone should buy. I mean, this one has the problem of not having a jump button, which the Genesis button does, if I remember correctly. This version could have benefited from such a thing. And did I say I hate this music? Because I really do. I went into this review thinking I would like this game because I like the Genesis Altered Beast. I've actually beaten the arcade one. I think I've beaten the Genesis one too. I'm sorry, but this Altered Beast is just not for me. And I'm going to suggest you not play it. Anyway, we'll be back with another Master System game. And I'm back. It's surprise, surprise. I bet you didn't know this existed on the Master System unless you actually had one. This is the NES and arcade classic Double Dragon on the Master System. And right off the bat, I gotta say, it looks pretty good. Actually, it looks on par with the NES version, which is nice. The music sounds really good. I'm actually surprised at how good the music really sounds in this game. There's no choppiness, unlike there was with Altered Beast. But this game feels a lot harder than the NES Double Dragon, and that's saying something because the NES one was actually pretty hard too. I'm just getting my butt handed to me here. It feels like you need a second player to do this. Graphically, the game is as good as any Master System game, but I noticed a little bit of flickering when there's more than 3 people on the screen more than 2 enemies on screen at a time. And if that's a voice I hear, Billy Lee does not need a voice. It doesn't sound good anyway. That's like the only strike I can put against the game so far, except for its difficulty. Okay, what happened? Trying to press start and it... There we go. The classic Double Dragon theme sounds really good in this PSG sound mode that the Master System's doing. I would say the music in this version sounds better than the NES music. I'm probably going to get heat in the comments for saying that, but that's what I think. Come at me with that, I dare you. By the way, button 1's going to pick up your weapon and punch. Button 2 is going to be your kick button. And just like Altered Beast, there's no kick button. There's no jump button, I should say. Uh-oh. Might want to get rid of this one on our own. think he's almost off. For a minute, I thought he was going to go off the side, but nope. You can't go off the side, unfortunately. You can in the arcade version, which makes that one pretty cool. I do like that. I believe you have infinite continues in this version. Not something you had. It's something you had in the NES version too. Definitely not something you had in the arcade version. That's for sure. But out of the home console versions that I've seen and played, I'm gonna take some heat. But I think this one is the best one I've played. If you can find a copy of it, which I've seen quite a few of them at Retropalooza and at conventions, I'd say go for it. I mean, it's a rather cheap game. Uh-oh, boss. I recommend it. Alright guys, that's going to end it for Double Dragon. I suggest buying this one, but I don't suggest buying Altered Beast. Thanks for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back soon with more of these videos. Goodbye. And of course we're back at surprise, surprise, it's Double Dragon on the Master System. I have to say right off the bat, the music sounds just as good as it did in the NES version. Controls just like it does on the NES. Button 1 is punch, button 2 is kick. Basically, the Master System equivalent to the NES controller is B is button 2, A is button 1. I feel like this version is much harder than the NES port. Or the NES original. You see me getting my butt handed to me. I feel like, well, this is a pretty great game. For a console that's very underrated in the grand scheme of things, they made it way too hard. But graphically, this game looks just as good as it does on the NES. Musically and sound-wise, it looks about the same as it does on the NES. Also, just like the NES, you have infinite continues for when you lose your lives. And you will. Because this game's hard as galls. It's harder than beating the New York Rangers in the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals if you're the Carolina Hurricanes. Or the Washington Capitals. Sounded like she farted coming out that door. Okay, the sound that they make coming through walls and doors doesn't sound that great. It sounds like farting. Feels like I'm a lion tamer with this whip. I like that you only lose the weapon if they hit you while you're using it. Just chilling over there in the background instead of coming after me. fairly, she's gonna do the honorable thing and take a one-on-one fight. Not much of a fight. Did I think I lost. Yeah, you lose the whip after a certain amount of hits, too, so. No matter, though. I'm still doing pretty decent. Strategy here is always to keep moving in a game like this if you can. Stick and move, like Muhammad Ali. Button 1 is also going to pick up your weapons, by the way, if I didn't mention that. Okay, maybe the sound isn't as good as it is here. Maybe the sound isn't as good here as on the NES version, but it's up there. Music sounds great in this Master System's native PSG format. I can only imagine how much better this game would sound in the FM format that the Japanese Master System used. We had a few games over here that used it, and I don't believe this is one of them, but it could be. Anyways, we're going to complete this level, and then I'll let you guys go, because I've got some editing to do, so... Somebody just dropped the dynamite. That was not an All Elite Wrestling reference, by the way. Levels, the graphics and the levels look really good for this version. You wouldn't expect it on a console like the Master System, but then again, its 8-bit counterpart, the NES, pulled it off very well. And honestly, this one does it too. I've seen it. If you want to get this, I've seen a physical at Retropalooza several times. I believe I might have picked it up. I'll have to check my collection, but I don't believe I have. I don't know if I have it or not. I might. But for those that have played the NES Double Dragon and the arcade one like I have, I'm not going to tell you stuff you already know. I'm not going to sit here and explain how to play the game. Because I believe everybody that's played Double Dragon knows how to play this. Batter up. Which brings me to one thing. In this library, in this Master System library overview series, I am not going to be doing any of the games that require anything special to play. So I won't be doing anything that involves the 3D glasses that is, I won't do 3D glasses exclusively. There are a few games that support that exclusively, but I won't be doing anything that uses the trackpad or the Sega Sports Pad. I won't be doing anything that involves any of that. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching this episode, and I will...